So what's up everybody and welcome back. My name is Myron. I'm a wedding filmmaker and colorist from Michigan, and today we'll be talking about Dehancer. Now, a while back they reached out to me and asked me that I want to try their plug-in for DaVinci Resolve. And of course, I said yes. Now, in full disclosure, they did reach out to me last year, but honestly, I was so busy that I forgot all about it. Then I just kept forgetting and I never got to it. So this year I was happy that they reached out again because I literally just finished a color grading course and I have been showing some interest in their plugin. So when they reached out, it pretty much made perfect sense. Now also, if you're interested in purchasing Dehancer, I'll leave a link below where you can buy it, and you can also use my promo code JAMES10 for 10% off. So before we hop into Resolve, I want to talk about film print emulations. So a film print emulation gives you footage that look and feel like it was actually shot on real film. Now they can do that because just like Fujifilm did in all their cameras, these film stocks are based off real film that was used in Hollywood for years and years. These emulations are designed and based off real film stock. These are not LUTs that are created by somebody who don't know how to color grade and call their LUTs cinematic. These are made by real companies who have a deep understanding of color science, especially when it came to film, like Fujifilm, who invented color science pretty much. Now that you have a somewhat understanding of what a film print emulation is, let's hop into Resolve and I'll show you how I color graded this scene. Hey everybody, so now we're in Resolve and I'm about to take the Dehancer effect and drop that onto my node. And as you can tell, Dehancer like to transform your color space into Rec 709. But I actually transformed mine into Cine on Film Log. So once I select that, we're now in the correct color space. The next thing I'm about to do is go to film and actually change this over to a Kodak Portrait 400. So that's what I want to use today. Then we're going to go down to print, and this is more like our finished look. And I'm actually change this over to Kodak 2383. Okay, and then the next thing I'm about to do is go down to film grain, disable that, so that way I have a cleaner image to work with, and I can save my film grain for last. So I'm about to actually go to my exposure, take that up like 1, but also go to my contrast and take that up to about 4. Actually, let me pull that back. I'm gonna bring out my scope so I can see what I'm doing. And yeah, so I'm gonna take that to about 4 because I don't want to push my contrast too much. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out to my saturation node and I'm actually crank this up all the way, so that way I can see what's going on here. Then I'm gonna go back into Dehancer, and then I'm gonna go to my black and my white point, and this is like your shadow and your highlight slider. So I'm gonna grab my white point and I'm gonna actually bring that back just a bit. And my black point, I'm gonna actually just bring that to my right, just like that. So my main objective is actually to keep my blacks looking black without destroying them. And that's pretty much what I'm doing right there. And I didn't need to add a lot to make that happen because I added contrast first. So I may just bring my white points back just a little bit more to really help that image pop a bit. And I like that right there. So the next thing I'm gonna do is actually go down to film grain because I did everything that I want to do right here. Or actually, you know what? Target white. Target white kind of act like your temp and tint slider. You can either move that over to the left and it'll warm it all up. You can move it over to the right and it'll cool it down. And actually, I want to go for a cooler look because I did shoot this on New Year's Eve during winter, and it's cold as heck in Michigan around that time. Now I'm also going to use the analog range limiter. That actually helped my image to look even more filmic. And by doing that, I'm actually going to take the contrast over just a little bit more. And I like that right there because it's still, even though my blacks look black, it's still not destroying my image. I can go in, and you guys can actually see that my blacks are blacks, but you're not really seeing any artifacts in the blacks unless YouTube compression is making them right now. So now we're gonna go down to our film grain and we're gonna enable that. And the first thing I'm gonna do is just bring all of this back. Bring your shadows, your midtones, and your highlight grain back, and bring your amount down. because like I said, I like to start with an almost flat palette, and everything look good like this. I do like this film grain, but I am just gonna boost the amount up just a bit to about right there. Then with the shadows, I'm gonna bring that up to about 1.9. Same thing with the mid tones, 1.9, and the same thing with the highlights, 1.9. That way I can have like an even grain look across the board. And I'm loving how that look right there, to be honest. Now I can go over to elation. If I click that, you can see it kind of gave my image just a little oomph. Wasn't a lot, but it did add a little bit more pop, a little bit more color into my image. I'm about to do the same thing with bloom, and when I hit bloom, you can look over here and you can actually tell that when I hit it, it actually helped these bloom a little bit more, and I do like that look. Now vignette, I'm not gonna mess with it here. Film breath, this is supposed to make your image look like it actually just came from the scanner. I'm not 100% sure how this works, but some of you may have a better understanding than I do about this, so if you do, just leave a comment below. Gate weave, I'm not 100% familiar with this as well. Same thing, if you are, just leave a comment below. Now what I'm about to do is go down to output. Now if you actually did a lot in Dehancer, kind of like I did most of my grunt work in Dehancer, this is almost like a LUT to where you can actually change the intensity of it. So if I slide all the way to the left, you can see everything is gone. Slide all the way to the right, everything is back. And I'm just gonna bring this down to about 95%. And that's where I like it right there. And the next thing I'm gonna do is, actually I'm gonna wait till actually I do a couple more things. One more thing I'm gonna do is I like how this blue is, and this is the reason I chose this footage or this scene, because there's a lot of color contrast in this scene that can help make my image pop. And this is actually gonna be my HSL slider. And I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna go to my hue, and I'm gonna go to like my baby blue. And I'm just gonna bring this down just a bit. And I do it because I feel like I do this because I feel like this makes my image pop just a little bit more off that background. Give them a little bit more color saturation. A little bit more color separation. Sorry guys, I can barely talk right now. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is actually just go to noise reduction. Go over here. It's already set to sharpen, and I'm just gonna bring that down. First I'm gonna zoom in, and then I'm just gonna bring this down. And as you can see, this does an amazing job with just a little. And the one thing I learned as becoming a professional colorist is that a little goes a long way. You don't need a lot to really create a really amazing look inside of Resolve. Like, you don't need to push everything because you have so much space on the sliders. A little does a lot. Now right now I'm just looking at my image, seeing if there's anything I really want to change. And honestly, it's not. I like how this look right here. I mean, if I wanted to, I could maybe bring down my shadows a little bit. So I'm gonna go back in Dehancer. I'm gonna go to the black point, and I could maybe just bring that down a little bit more. And let's see how I look on my scopes. And yeah, the only thing is still crushing is the red, which is totally fine with me. As you can see, my blacks, they're still good. They are black. They're not being crushed or destroyed. They're not being destroyed. They are being crushed a bit, but as you can see, they're still looking really good. There's still some detail left if you actually go in close and look. And my blacks are looking black, and that's exactly what I want. And guys, this is pretty much our look, and we created an amazing looking image inside of Dehancer in just a short matter of time, like maybe 10-12 minutes at that. And now if you want to export this look, you can do that right here. You can go to LUT generator, go to normal, then hit export LUT, and you can just name it. I'm gonna name it Winter Bell. Now I just saved it to my desktop, and everything is saved. Everything good to go. And I love Dehancer, and I'm so happy they reached out to me to try their software, because this is an amazing software, and it can actually help you guys create really filmic looks in just a short matter of time, because all of these film emulations are real. This is what Hollywood used to use back in the day of film cameras, like the RELTs, like what Euphoria season 2 was shot on. All of these film stacks are based on real film stacks. They are just not color looks like you get from Canon or Sony or even Panasonic. Like, all of these are real. They're based off real film. And that is what sets this apart from any other software out there. And this is why Dehancer is probably my favorite software as well. Now, the last thing I'm about to do is I'm about to just brighten this up a bit. I'm just going to take my white point and bring that out just a bit. Right there. I like that. We're done. So, thank you to everybody who checked out this video. Like I said, if you're interested in Dehancer, I'll leave a link below where you can go purchase the program. And then you can use my promo code James10 for 10% off. And if you have any questions on how I color graded this scene, feel free to leave in the comments below. But before you go, what I want you to do is smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload new content. Hope you have a good day. Peace.